Xavier Worthy is going to be out between 4 weeks and 6 months, and there's a reason why that range is so wide. I'm going to tell you about it right now on RGR Football. Welcome back, everybody. This is Ryan going rogue, and I certainly am rogue today. It's kind of a nice day out here, so not walking, but I'm going to walk you through the information we got Sunday morning before the games kicked off, that Xavier Worthy dislocated his shoulder down in Brazil. When he ran into Kelsey ran into him, whatever it is. I'm not here to assign blame. That's not what we're talking about. I want to explain the injury, especially if you're new to this sport. I want you to know the differences, and it is significant. Luckily, x-rays came back, and they didn't say anything about a broken bone. They likely would have announced that if that were the case already, and so fracture out of it. They waited for the MRI to get back to the States. They did that. And then we find out this morning that it's a dislocation. That's actually not the greatest news, but it's better than a break. And here's the difference. Right now, if you feel your collarbone and you come up to the end of it where it attaches into your quote unquote shoulder, that is your AC joint. I had hoped that this was just an AC strain because there are multiple ligaments right around here at the top of your clav that you can pull, you can stretch them, you can strain them just like in an ankle. Very similar, but the shoulder is very much less stable than the ankle as a joint in general. So there's more stress on those ligaments. If you stretch them, it becomes a strain, and that's something you can recover from 2 to 6 weeks. Usually for an AC strain, a player can get back out there. A dislocation means that there's a possible rupture, meaning it could have torn all the way through, or at least a partial tear that allowed the shoulder, the ball of the shoulder joint to come out of the actual shoulder joint. There is a cup and a socket on your shoulder blade that the humerus, the arm, this bone actually connects into. And that's difficult. You can tear some of those ligaments, which are problematic, but the bigger thing is there is a seal around the outside of the cup that the ball of the humerus sits into. That's called a labrum. Labrum tears are very difficult to recover from if he requires surgery, and that's why he's going for a second opinion. Surgery complicates the recovery. If a labrum tear happened and it has to be repaired, that could keep him out towards the longer end of that range. Now, if everything's intact, or if maybe there's one specific ligament strain, partial tear, as long as it's not complete, he would be on the shorter end of that return window, and that's why they haven't given us a window yet. Average normal shoulder strain is 2 to 6 weeks. That would be an AC joint specifically. Normally, it is going to be for dislocation anywhere from 4 weeks to 5-6 months before it would be normally healed. Football players have intense therapy. They have physical therapists. They're able to do that in less time in terms of the recovery. Now, I am not a medical expert. I am not a physician, but you all know if you watch this channel, I'm an exercise physiologist, a trained strength conditioning coach, and I've been through this myself. I have torn my AC joint before. It was luckily not a dislocation for me. I was back lifting, exercising in about 5 weeks.
Prophet X, America's #1 sports prediction market, is a peer-to-peer sports prediction market where users play against each other instead of a sports book versus the house. You will almost always get the best price on any spread, money line, total, or player prop since you're playing against other people rather than the book. Prophet X offers sweepstakes-based dual currency system, either profit points or profit cash, and operates across 40 states. Use the promo code RGR and claim up to $200 in profit cash on all plays for the first 30 days playing on the site. ProfitX gives you the best lines in the space, and you can even set your own odds on specific wagers on your players, all at ProfitX. Go there and use the code RGR. Terms and conditions apply.
But I was not a professional athlete. So for Xavier, it's going to come down to whether they feel it is a strain enough that the reduction, meaning when it went back into the socket and it came back together, if that didn't disrupt the labrum in particular, he could be back maybe as soon as you all hope he could be back. 4-6 weeks is probably my guess. But again, I am not a physical therapist. I am not anybody associated with the team that has any intellectual information about his actual injury. So the range is very wide, and that's for a reason. So what he's going to do is get a second opinion. If surgery is required, you're going to miss him longer. That's for certain. If not, if they feel that the labrum's intact and they can work on it, he's going to have rehab. He's going to have to honestly strengthen all the muscles around the rotator cuff, everything that has to do with stability in the shoulder, and he's going to be braced. You're going to see that so that you can maintain the stability of the joint fore to aft. A lot of injuries in this format, say skiers, etc., there's actually a posterior dislocation where it moves backwards. The ball comes off to the back. That can be reduced. It's a little bit more hairy when it's the opposite. So skiing falls, if you put your arm out, extend here, and you're falling on it, it pushes that arm back. Same thing that was very similar, but X's arm was not terribly elevated when he ran into Kelsey, so I think that that is a possibility, but hopefully it was not very significant, and hopefully the joint is back intact. If that's the case, look for him to miss 4-ish weeks, maybe more. 4 to 6 is probably my best guess. Now, we should have official word once they get all that in, but I wanted to give you the lowdown today, as it's the number one question, right? In the meantime, Hollywood has to step up. Taekwon has to step up. They have to see what they have in Royals. If Royals can get back on the field, I think they have a fighting chance. If not, look for an acquisition. They're going to have to sign somebody, which means they're going to have to find some money, which means they're going to have to rework some contract. It's kind of a cavalcade right now. One domino is going to hit all this into motion. We'll talk about it all week. Live Q&A tonight. If you missed it, make sure you like, sub, and hit the bell. Thanks for being with me. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll talk Chiefs Monday night.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.